And then we can go here. Perfect. This is Ctbw number 29. There's no title, but this was a flat bracket. As you can see here, Winter and Evesy got a bye until the quarterfinals. Winter had to face Khan and then myself to reach this point. Evesy had to play Damon 9420 and Critical Lapis. That was a good set between Evesy and Lapis there. To reach this point at the finals, Evesy looking for her third title, Winter looking for, I believe, her 7th or 8th. I'm not sure. Can't quite remember, but I can look at that once these players are underway. Is stream silent? No. It should not be silent. I can see myself in OBS. I am talking, Winter, if you can't hear me. 8th title? Okay, thank you, Stolen. Nope. Players are off. Level 18, as usual. The level selects were much more of an important thing, I think, in the previously, maybe a year or two ago in Ctbw, because a lot more of the people playing in it were TNP level players, where it really was important to figure out what level we were going to play. It's going to be 12 or 18, 12 or 15 or something for players, and maybe TNP silver or bronze. But nowadays, most people just default to level 18, just like you see in the big competitions, and these players are no exception, either to biggest competitions or playing level 18. On the left side of your screen, we have Evesy Live, hailing from the country of the United Kingdom, with a PB of, oh, I really ought to know this, with a PB of 3.3 million points on NTSC level 18, and a 3 point, wait, that's from 29. Forget I said anything. 29 PB, wow. Most impressive. I'd wager that Evesy would be able to get something more than that from an 18 star, given 29 is so much harder to score from. 750 on PAL, extremely important right there. Evesy was telling us just a few hours ago how much she enjoys playing PAL. Very important to her. And on the right side of your screen, a player who has just hung 2 pieces to the left side and is hoping for a bar. There's the bar. With a PB of 2.1 million points, it is Winter, also known as Wintera or Season Playing Tetris. Currently tied for the most winningest Ctbw player of all time with Critical Lapis, who, funnily enough, Evesy actually played in the semifinals to get to this point. So if Evesy ends up winning this bracket, we'll snap Winter's win streak here of 2 Ctbws and put herself on the map as possibly the best current Ctbw player, going through the 2 most winningest ones. Evesy now at 275. Winter kind of with some trouble here at the top of the board. Has not really been that comfortable this game so far. Winter at 186. Looking for something. That's going to be a great triple right there. Great flat burn for Winter. Just going to look for a bar to clearing this entirely away. There it is. So far, some very nice stacking for Evesy. Is on pace for a 650 transition at the moment. Gonna have to take 2 burns at least for those, though. I swear a playstyle like rolling, it's very easy to stop stacking normally. Ooh. Evesy now with some trouble on her board as well. Looking for a J. There's the J. Still gonna need something for the right side there. There's a bar. That's gonna be a great double there. Gonna give Winter the chance, naturally, to get back into this game. Only 70,000 down now. Taking an axe to this lead that Evesy had thus far. I could have sworn I had... No, that's not it. Aha! There it is. Twitch stats. There we are. I want to see how many people are watching me so I can say hi if there's somebody there. Pretty funny. Hello to Brian the One and Stolen Short Sword saying hi. Apparently there are people in my chat. Who knew? There's pieces on these players' boards as well, some of them higher than others. Winter 384. Getting this burnt away fairly cleanly now. Players getting close to the level 19 transition. The only transition if you're a DAS player. Because otherwise you're just going to end up at the kill screen. But this is not a kill screen for these players. Winter getting up high here. Has to throw that J left and create a hole. But gets the bar right after, so this should be... What a dangerous way to burn away these pieces, but Winter does it. Winter to transition now, below a 500k. Evesy also going to go in with less than a 500k. So, may have been the pieces for these players, but neither will go in with what is considered to be a standard transition at top level. Winter 533 now into level 20. Evesy 4 lines away from 20. Can't use that bar for a Tetris. Piece is not really being kind. Can't throw anything into there. Evesy into 20 at 476, so Winter with both the pace and the real-time lead right now, over 100,000 now. Is a few lines ahead, so it will be good to keep that in mind. Players no stranger to level 19. Both started out, I believe, as tappers, but have now transitioned to their current playstyle of rolling. 2 more players lost to rolling. Say it ain't so. Hello, Maisie, saying good morning. Or Grandmaster, I can't exactly tell which. I am a Grandmaster in Tetris Puzzles. Yeah, Grandmaster. If they had a Grandmaster title for that. Watching rolling feels weird. Well, what have you been watching? Have you been watching like a lot of Ctbw or like Pal Das or something? Or Das? I don't even know. Something that isn't rolling. I don't know. Rolling feels all too normal to me now. All too normal. Score update. Evesy 631 here at level 23. Winter into 25 here at 780. So Winter's still with a huge lead, but Evesy with a lot of time to be able to make it up here. And Winter, not with a clean board, is going to try setting up here row 4, that looks like. Once again, one of those advantages that rolling can give you. You can just choose to set up just about anywhere if you really put your mind to it. And Winter is, but she's getting droughted right now. There's no bar here on 25. Nothing really, but I'm playing DAS, so 19 looks very different. I guess that makes sense. On Winter's board, I was thinking she was done most of the time. Yes, the wonders and horrors of rolling. She can't keep getting away with this. And yet she is. She's actually in the lead still, 867. Evesy's somehow behind by nearly 20 lines, though. So I believe players are just about tied at the moment. But don't quote me on that. Don't worry, the players are going to quote me on that anyway. Winter on the last level of 19 speeds here, 877. Evesy has been more efficient here in the late post. Winter is into transition 900, roughly 900,000. Evesy's going to get more than that into the kill screen here if she gets a bar, and she will. She's got one more. Evesy with a considerable pace lead now, gets that bar to the left. Now is going to be able to go into transition fairly easily. One line remaining. There's the bar Tetris. 977 now for Evesy. She has both the pace and the real-time lead now on Winter. Winter already on level 21 here. Winter looking for something for that middle. Get something for that left side. Filling in pieces here, but they're not being nice. The S's and Z's here really throwing Winter for a loop. Some nice downstacking from Winter, but Evesy has been doing just the same here. Evesy now on 32. Winter gets that Tetris, 880. So Evesy now behind in score. This is some great rolling from these players in this game number 1. Evesy with a beautiful ceiling clear of that misdrop there. Looking for a J. Evesy burning flat. This is some very nice tap stacking here on 29. Only it's not tapping. Winter gets another Tetris now, B23, but hangs a couple pieces right in the center of the board. That can be diggable, but it will definitely slow her down in terms of trying to set up for Tetrises. Gets that bar to the right side. That was a super necessary 4-tap. Winter now on 37. There's only a couple of lines remaining. Gets that piece down the middle. Can't get anything to the left. Gets it left. Evesy B22, Winter B60. This might come down to the wire. Winter is set up here way high. Trying to reopen the well just in time for the bar, which comes C14 now. Winter has one line remaining. Has to set up left well here. And gets the bar, C62. Will Evesy be able to chase this down? C63 is the target for Evesy. And that's going to be it for Evesy there. B92, an amazing score. And some great post there from both players, but Evesy going to actually come up short here against Winter. Either way, their seeds do match, so we'll be playing same piece sets. Game 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Evesy looking to match Winter here at 1. Winter looking to go out to a 2-0 lead to search for her third Ctbw in a row, which would be the first time that would ever have been accomplished here. In the year and a half that I've been running this, it has never happened. I need help with DAS comp, though. I'm so far below my expectations currently. Yeah, I feel that. Not with DAS specifically, but feeling like I'm playing less than expectations, not playing up to expectations. I had something that I meant to say, and now I've forgotten it entirely. I suppose you can all just be treated to the sight of Evesy's board right now. If Evesy were a DAS player, this would probably not be survivable, but this is roll Evesy, so certainly survivable, especially with the right burns. Has this well in column 8 open. I'm not sure if it'll be a Tetris, but it will get the board down. It is a Tetris. 53,000 now for Evesy. Winter 118. 118. Very survivable with DAS? I guess so. I'll have to look back at that. Maybe I'm just self-identifying. I'm like, well, I wouldn't survive there with DAS, which is very possible. I'm playing DAS League right now. What was I thinking? I signed up for DAS League after not having practiced DAS since like August or something. It's not good. It's not good at all. Oh man. Winter, famously, was able to win the Conference League of DAS in the first season over the likes of me and I think Liptonek, so that was fun. Winter not known for her DAS, but in that circumstance was able to take it. Winter at 212,000, Evesy at 91,000. Famously, it's very famously. Extremely famously. That was also the season that Boxy fell off the face of the earth, but we don't talk about that. I think you haven't DASed enough lately to have a good look at it. If you're probably scared of 10 Hz movement. That's very possible, Maisie. I I don't know. I'm kind of weird. Like I hybrid sometimes. I hybrid for CTAP. That's what it's called. What am I saying? I use hybrid generally. I'm down as a hyper tapper, but I do hybrid a lot, which means that I have to use DAS. But then I don't know what DAS looks like because I'm tapping so much and rolling and whatever. Yeah, I just have to sit down and make myself play DAS for like a week or so, or maybe just a few days of pure DAS just to get it back. Thank you, Maisie. That means a lot. That really means a lot to me. I've been trying to get better. So have these players. Both have improved very quickly this last year or so. Evesy, I'm not sure if Evesy was on the Premier poll at some point, has definitely gotten votes. Stolen's probably yelling at me if Evesy was actually on the Premier poll. Winter most certainly has been on the Premier poll. I put her on there myself this last month. She was ranked 21st, I believe. So these players, no pushovers. Although Evesy's transition rate right now, well, not her transition rate, her Tetris rate right now on 18 leaves a tiny bit to be desired. She's at 246 at 91, which is considerably behind Winter, who's at 409 here on 95. Winter's got about a 580 pace or so, Evesy at about 400 pace right now. Of course, she'll get more than that. That's the thing about these great players. They might be digging for 30 lines, but after that, they'll take 2 burns for the next 5 Tetrises or whatever. Do not count out very good players when they fall behind on 18. You've got to be very careful. Even if you've got a lead over a very good player, you have to always watch out. Not this month, says Stolen? Alright. Alright. Evesy not ranked for March 2025. Not March? Was it March? I always forget if the Premier poll is for the month that you submit it or for the month that you're supposed to submit it for. Like, we all were supposed to submit like the end of February. So is it for February or is it just in February? I don't remember. Evesy has a hole in the board due to some nasty pieces. Gets that Tetris over. Just gonna take that next one. Gonna try and set up here row 2, 403 now for Evesy, behind by just over 100,000 points to Winter. Same line count, so none of those line shenanigans from last time. Winter in at 539, Evesy in 428, so about a 5 Tetris lead now for Winter. But as we've seen in so many TNP level competitions, especially, lines on leads into 19 can evaporate very quickly if somebody ends up in a dig. Both players stacking pretty cleanly here. They don't have to use the full extent of rolling here, but in my opinion, it's a fairly decent place to actually make sure that your mechanics are there for 19, for 29, sorry. Just to check, you know? Making sure the 5 taps are getting over, making sure that you're actually in time for all of these things. 29, the true test, of course, but 19 is a pretty good testing ground, in my opinion, to make sure your mechanics are good. And both their mechanics seem to be doing very well here. Winter 702, Evesy 573. They're still at roughly the same line count. Those S's for Winter, wow. That is a rolling only stacking decision right there, but it works perfectly. You submit at the end of the month, making it effective for the following month. So a week ago, we submitted for March. So Winter is ranked for March and Evesy is not. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Evesy 689, Winter 801 after that Tetris. Winter not letting up on Evesy here. Does not want to let her even up the set here. Threes twos on a 3 stream streak. I'm willing to bet you're the only one who's on a streak like that, given I was streaming at freaking weird hours yesterday and the day before. But thanks for being around, Three Stews. It's pretty funny. Evesy, great flat burn. Gonna need an L. That bar's gonna work great. Man, bars are so helpful. You need this piece, you need that piece. And then a bar comes and you're like, hell yeah. Because you can just use it anywhere. Evesy gonna go into level 29, behind in score here. Same line count, but is behind by 160,000 points. Wait, what was it Maisie said? Your hybrid's actually pretty good. Like, you know how to save like, you actually know how to hybrid and save stamina. Yeah, I've always felt that way about hyper tapping. Like, I'm not very good at limiting my hurt, so I have to go at a certain speed, and which means that I end up tiring myself out pretty quickly. Unlike these players. Oh no, Winter hangs that bar in the middle. Hangs another bar in the middle. A89, that's going to be it for Winter. Hanging it in row 3, so I missed a 4-tap over. I have no idea what happened, and it looks like Winter doesn't either. Evesy, you have a chase down. Your chase down is A90. A90 is your chase down, Evesy. 1.089. Cutting edge commentary from this and that. Bars are helpful. Hey, so every now and then you just have to be reminded, Stolen. Like, you just look at something and you know it's good, but you have to be reminded just how good it is. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Tetris for Evesy. She's now 2 Tetrises away here on level 32. Looks like she's going to try and single and double this out. Double flip of that, I'm not sure what piece that was, but is a roller, so we'll be able to handle this. It's a great J. Evesy not taking any chances on this one. Now, if it were me in her position, I would have a very difficult time, even with her roll skills, because I'm very bad at line out. Kind of funnily enough. Once again, Evesy A90, that is your target. I just suck at line out. Like, I've never liked lining out. I know, I guess sometimes it's necessary in situations like these, where she's only 1,000 points away. Oh, one more line clear, Evesy. One more line clear. Oh, you've got to be joking me. You've got to be joking me! Why? 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 And Winter takes game 2 by pushdown points, just the way we all drew it up. That's exactly what we were expecting. Oh my freaking goodness! Both players score A89, but Winter has more. Winter had pushdown points. I'm not sure how many. At least 4. Oh my goodness. With a margin of 384 votes. That's like closer than Florida was in the 2000 general election for president or something. That was... Here goes in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. W tap quantity? I don't know. I think a lot of the things in gym can be really helpful. For me personally, at least, when I use tap quantity, it's not something that I use to warm up for matches specifically. Maybe that could change. Maybe that should change. I don't know. I don't roll very well. But if you're doing it between games, then I'm like, ooh, that's probably not a good sign. Even though Winter's up 2-0 due to very unfortunate circumstances. I don't know. I just don't see it as something that would inspire confidence. Even though Winter's scoreline certainly does. She's up 2-0. Putting Evesy's back up against the wall here. Gonna have to take 3 from the 2-time reigning champion to be able to win this tournament. How did game 1 go? Asked Stolen. It was another game that went to kill screen. It was, I believe, Evesy had B90 on like 28, not 28, 38. I think Evesy had, yeah, it was like a high B on 38, and then Winter set up like 3 Tetrises on 37 and 38 to get the C60 something. So it was a super solid game. It was only about 900 something into kill screen for both players. Robin showed me the best DAS warm-up when I cleared it today. It's so peak. Robin has some good ideas. Robin's got some weird ideas too, but when it comes to Tetris, especially DAS, Robin's a very solid person to talk to. Tetris Evesy 193 is in the lead here in this set. Here in this game, sorry, not in the set. What am I saying? RXS, look away. Maybe there's a reason I haven't commentated a finals in so long. Well, you're the weird ideas. I don't know. Maybe it's not so much a weird idea, but I was playing Roll one time in CTMVC, and I was like on pace for a PB, and Robin was like, I made the mistake of mentioning it in the VC, and Robin would not stop talking when I was in post. Robin kept saying like, "You got to record or it doesn't count for anything," and I'm like, "I don't care. It's tab. It's not tab. It's Roll. I'm not going to get my PB with Roll right now." And I ended up choking in post. I don't know. No! RXS, look away! Go away! Fortunately, thanks to Robin, because Robin is right more times than I'd like to admit, I ended up recording like 10 minutes later and got the 1.1 with rolling, so it's all well that ends well. I gotta say nicer things about Robin, I guess. Single to reopen the well for Evesy. 342 here on 77. That's roughly 600k pace right now. Very roughly. That triple and that double is not going to help. I guess there's a drought on here. Players are nearly tied right now. Winter 356, Evesy 373 after that Tetris. Three bars in a row for Winter. Fills in the bar dependency on the left, and then a 2 Tetrises back to back. Back to back. I suppose both these players' profile pictures are cats of some sort. Evesy has the happy cat. I'm sure there's a specific name for it, but I don't remember it right now. And then Winter has the trans cat, I suppose. Winter's been using that one for maybe a few months now. It used to be it used to be the cat with the hands. You know what I mean. It was like cat with the like her eyelids are closed and the hands were sort of splayed out. Jellycat happy? Oh, that's Jellycat. Okay. I am not I mean I'm in car. I'm just not I'm not acquainted with the culture. I'm an interloper. It shows what I know. Anyway, both players good paces here, making up for game number 1. Evesy 535, Winter 527. So, small lead for Evesy now. Been maintaining it for the last 80 or so lines. Jellycat happy isn't a car emote. Okay. I'll take your word for it. I don't know. I'll just go along with whatever you're saying. Evesy 586 transition. Winter's gonna go in with this next burn. Gets that bar for the Vits. Once again, more roll activity, setting up the Vits at 129 lines. Anyway. Tetris Evesy into level 2642. Winter gonna go in with this Tetris 627, so still a small lead for Evesy right now. I don't know. As long as it's a cat happy, I'm okay with it. It's when you've got unhappy cats that I start not being happy, just like the cats. Anyway, Winter in some trouble here, level 21. Great 5-tap to get that over. That was super important to keep this board stable and under control. Winter getting out of that beautifully. 667 now for Winter. Looking for a J now after that double flip. I believe that double flip was intentional, but quite dangerous to go for. Winter gets this board down. Once again, Tetra's ready. It's kind of crazy how fast that can happen here on 19. 29 looms in a few levels. It'll get even crazier if they go for Tetrises there, how quickly they'll be able to set them up. Although on 29, it tends to happen that you have to be much more careful about doing it. I've actually heard 29 be likened to DAS 19 and how rollers actually have to stack and operate, which I find actually very interesting, funnily enough. It looks a lot like DAS 19 and how they work. Anyway, Evesy at 840,000 here. Winter at the top of the board right now. 781, so falling behind just a tiny bit here. Gonna survive that though. Make that 2 digs with rolling that no other playstyle would have been able to do. Winter may be one of the faster tappers out there, but no tapping can compare to these kind of hurts. Evesy 941 here on level 26. Another Tetris. Now she's 1 away here, going into 27. Winter into 27, 895. So max out Evesy, level 27. Winter's going to have to wait until 28 or 29 to get this one. Evesy not pulling any punches now, knows that Winter is going for it hard. It also looks as if this matchup will not be decided on the 19 speeds. We're going to have to go to level 29 to do it. For this DAS, the game would end right here. Winter in, gets that triple A41. Evesy has the 1.1 already. Setting up, gets that Tetris, B72. Can't get that T to the left, but that bar gets over. Players have to be so careful here when they're stacking for Tetrises on 29, not to top out. Winter in a great position here. Evesy gonna have to burn a little bit. Gets that bar, gets another bar, gonna need an L or a J. There's another bar. Evesy C29, Winter at B37, so 100,000 points of a lead for Evesy, but on 29, leads can evaporate faster than any other level, given how quickly you can rack up points with Tetrises here, even if they're so difficult. But there's a Tetris for Winter, B89, now just a Tetris and a half behind. And that right there is why L thinks that L's are the best piece, and not because it's name recognition. They're the best piece to get over on 29 by far if you want to avoid 5-taps. Another Tetris for Winter. She's taking the lead. C94 here. Evesy in danger of getting swept here without taking the lead once again. Gets that 5-tap over, does Evesy. Kind of a difficult place to be now on the left. Needs a bar. Setting up. Looking for a bar. Oh no! Covers it just the wrong time. Has it open now. Going to need a great 5-tap, and that's going to be it. C98 for Evesy. And Winter on level 37 here, going to take game number 3, the set, and the three-peat. Congratulations to Winter for winning Ctbw number 29, her 3rd in a row. GG's.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal RXS, host of Classic Tetris Bi-Weekly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and slap that notification bell. And make sure to join our Discord at tinyurl.com/ctbiweekly. Catch you on the other side of town, and have a nice day.